Microsoft Teams, which is belongs to my organization email ID. So you will access the recordings from YouTube. Okay. So yeah, so go to YouTube. So you can type, or I will share the link, but problem with the link is I can't share in your group. So Sai sir will share the group. Okay, so you can type my name here like this. Okay, so this is mine. This is my picture. This is my name only. Okay. Okay, just if you go through this thing, so you'll find there is a my videos are available. Go to videos. So last videos. So you will find here. You want a playlist, you can go to the playlist. Find any HCL related like a ESD batches are there. Service desk, slot, this slot kind of stuff. Slot 5, slot 1 to service desk. These are all belongs to HCL batches only. Okay, so service desk is also very good. So I can't share the link. So then I posted in your class recordings into the YouTube, so you can access from there. If you want to access my previous classes, it is also available here only. Okay. So yeah, this is a recent batches I handled for an interview. That's okay. So most of the classes are belongs to Cognizant, but this service desk, slot 1 to batch 8. These are HCL batches, slot 5. Okay. These slots, slot 1 to slot 5, service desk. These are HCL batches. Most of them are belongs to Cognizant batches only. Okay. These are all Cognizant batches. But you can easily understand which is yours. Like just simply go to YouTube, type my name, Latif Shaik. So find that picture and all. So that is yours. Okay, that is mine. So go for it. Okay, so that there you can find the things. The today notes I will share to Sai sir. Sai sir will share to you. Okay. So OS means operating. So what is an operating system? Simply operating system is nothing but a software, or you can see a program. Both are same, program, script, or anything. It's a nothing but a software or a program which interacts with your hardware, right? You have to give some instructions or a work. I don't know how to interact with my processor. Earlier days, there is a direct program is there, like a you have to give instruction to processor directly. Simply say software or a program interacts with your hardware and users, run applications, provide a user interface. Okay, provide a user interface. These are all we can add it. Okay, so otherwise you can tell any operating system definition also, no problem for me. Okay, so here for easy to understand, I told this. I told so earlier days you have a CPU, a processor is there. Okay, so in a processor, direct programming means you want to give some instruction. You want to add a plus b. You want to add a plus b. So you have to give that a plus b instruction to CPU. Then first of all you have to put a program inside a CPU. Then you have to give an instruction called a plus b and get the output. That output instruction also you have to give to your CPU directly. So that is called a assembly language. That is called a assembly language. assemble language, like you know, earlier days you may remember move a comma 10, okay, like this, you know, add 5, okay. So it's 8085 programming is like this. So move a comma 10 means put a value inside a 10. Sorry, a equal to 10. So a is accumulator. So a is equal to 10. You add 5. Add 5 to a. Add 5 to a. So the result is 15, right? So then you have to write output statement here. This is like a assemble language. Each language, this language directly hexadecimal code is there. The parallel hexadecimal, you have to write it. Okay, hex code is there, so you have to write in a hex code these programs to the CPU. Okay, so what is this assembly language? So initial days, operating system means we don't know how to operate with our processor. What we do, we directly giving in program, we write a program to work with your CPU. Okay, you give instructions to the CPU. Okay, so that's it. Later on days, now we got a package language. This came. So this further developed by using a C language. People use a C language and they develop the operating systems like a preloaded, like you can load operating system into a chip or what we can say a floppy disk or a hard disk. So initially, you know how people are load operating system through floppy disk only. DOS operating system is there. You insert a floppy disk, load from the floppy disk to RAM, and OS will be loaded to CPU like this. So later, instead of writing a operating system at the time means real time, okay, so people create an operating system which is nothing but a program, okay, and put it into something like a floppy disk or a hard disk or a CD-ROM, okay, so they can easily load it from there to our hardware. So when you power on the computer, OS will be loaded, right? It's a simple term. So when power is on your PC, then first OS is load, then we can do anything with it. Of course, there is several steps are there. Okay, several steps are there in between power on to OS load. Those steps we call it as a boot processing. Okay, there is a steps between power on PC to OS loaded condition, completely loaded. There is a steps are there. The steps we call it as a boot processing. What is a processing? So you power on the computer or a laptop. What something will happen? Finally, you got your screen. Yeah, you can see my screen, right, guys? This is my screen. Finally, you got a screen. Till this time, till the times, few steps will happen inside your computer. Those steps called a boot processing. So first point here it is, what is a operating system? The second point is, what is the meaning of OS? What OS will do? It interacts with your hardware, users, provide user interface. Okay, run some application, right? I'm running a notepad, is an application. I'm running a Google Chrome, it is a application. This is a WhatsApp application, right? So I'm running an application. So how I can able to run application? With the help of operating system only. Okay, user interface, I am interacting with my computer, so with because of operating system providing a user interface. So these are the first point. Next point, different languages are used to build an operating system. Of course, assembly language, Fortran language, C language, B language, so many languages are given. Okay, so because it's like a giving instructions to computer by using a program which is written in some language, either directly or through some hard disk or a floppy disk. You can load operating system. That is olden days. Nowadays, we are directly. It is already there in your hardware, right? So we have to install OS. Okay, without installing OS, it won't work. Skip that point. Okay, so I'm going to the second point. That what I told. So that is what is the boot processing is when you power on your computer and finally you got your screen. So then you can start working with your computer, right? So you got your screen. So between this power on to you got your screen. So what are the steps has happened? So those are all called as a boot processing. Step-by-step process of these things are a boot processing. Of course, we'll come back to the boot processing again. We'll come back to OS. We come back to boot processing again. Okay. So I want to just go with the different types of operating systems also. SOS called a simple operating system. Simple operating system. So it is nothing but a desktop OS. Desktop OS. Desktop OS means like your Windows 10. We are all known about Windows 10, right? Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows Vista. Okay, these are all desktop operating systems only. Okay, simple operating systems. Of course, MS-DOS it also comes under a desktop operating system. Windows operating system. I told Windows 10, but you can tell anything. Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7, like this. These are a desktop operating system. NOS, network operating system. What is a network operating system? Server OSs, like a Microsoft Windows Server OS, like a Windows Server NT. It's a very big list of server OS is there. So I will go with the latest one, 2022. 19 is perfectly released. 22 is still okay. 22, 19, 16. So like this. The last one is NT. Last one is NT. Okay. Of course, this is I said server OS. Server OS not only a Microsoft Windows servers, also Linux is also a server OS only. Unix is also a server OS only. Okay. Mac, you know Apple, right? So Mac OS, Apple, Mac computer OS, iOS, Mac OS, iOS for mobile phones, Mac OS for desktop or laptop, Apple kind of stuff, right? That is also desktop OS. Linux base, Ubuntu desktop, not just Ubuntu. Two versions are there. Ubuntu desktop OS. Okay, guys, always there is a small difference. Desktop OS, server OS. Okay, so people think like server OS. Like I give an example. So when I started my career, almost like in 2009. That time 2008 server is released. Windows Vista 2008 server is released into market. So we downloaded 2008 server and Vista also, and we are teaching to people. And one guy is asking me, sir, which is more powerful, Windows Server 2008 or Windows Vista? Okay, Vista is a desktop operating system. This is server OS. Okay, which is more powerful? So based on a powerful is like a cost, right? So this is the costlier. This is less cost. This is cost around that time is like a 50,000, 60,000 kind of stuff for standard edition. Okay, this is a cost is very less. It's around 7,000 or 10,000, 14,000, 15,000, depends upon the versions. Home editions, Pro edition, Business edition, Enterprise edition, depends upon the edition. The cost is different. Which is more powerful? He asked me, and I told this is so powerful because it's a Windows server. To learn Windows server is also costly, and you buy it is a very costly, and you use it is very costly. So then he want this one. I told it is useless for you. You can take Vista, but I can't give you 2008 because no use for you. So what is the difference? There it is. You guys understand? Server OS not used for a desktop purpose. Desktop operating systems use it to run applications, regular application, desktop applications. Run basic application. I'm using Notepad. I'm using a Google Chrome. I am using a WhatsApp. I'm using a recording. Okay, I'm taking online classes. Okay, I have a Python installed inside. I have a VMware workstation installed, uTorrent installed. Okay, Visual Studio Code is installed. Okay, Microsoft Edge is there. Photos are there. So like just I'm trying to tell there is a several applications, including gaming applications, multimedia applications. Okay, multimedia application, video editing, audio editing. Okay, video editing, audio editing, these are all okay. So we can able to do with a desktop. So desktop operating system for desktop purpose only, user purpose only, user purpose. Okay, so we can run a basic applications, gaming applications, okay, web browsing only. Okay, so these are the very basic. Server OS. Okay, server OS not for this purpose. You want to play a game in Windows servers, it won't work. Okay, even I have a very good experience. Like one of the guy, one of my student is in my other institute where I worked earlier. So that time at teaching Linux 7, Red Hat 7. I'm teaching that time Red Hat 7. The guy said, no, sir, I will remove my Windows 8. I will install Linux 7. So I said, no, but he wantedly taken the DVD and he installed Linux 7, Red Hat 7 into his laptop. After installation, he trying to play certain videos in his Linux system and it is not working. Okay, it is not working. Okay, so why? Because this desktop versions are different, server versions are a little different. Even myself, I am trying to record a video inside a server operating system. I want to install a screen recorder into a server operating system. It's not working. I have to install certain features inside, then only it is worked. But not for a desktop type it is. Okay, anyway. whatever it is. So different Linux is a one word, but so there is a different type of Linux operating systems are there, Unix operating systems also there. Okay, so we'll come back to that one point, but understand what is the purpose of this server. Okay, so server operating system provide services through network. That's it is called a network operating system, like a DHCP server. What is DHCP will do? DHCP provide a IP address to the clients. DNS, WDS, okay, WDS, DNS, domain name system, provide name to IP address. WDS, like I have a 10 computers, I want to install OS in that 10 computers, I can use WDS. It's a service. Okay, server provide a service. Different type of services we can do with the server operating system. Okay, so I like a DHCP servers, DNS, WDS, VPN, remote access, storage, web services, FTP services, means file services. FTP is better. Okay, because file again it is another meaning will come. Okay, print server, print services like that. So there is a several services are in a built-in features inside your server operating system. Some are by installing some application, mail servers. Okay, kind of stuff. So we'll see so another point. Okay, guys. Simple operating system is like a desktop operating system. We can run applications, gaming, multimedia, web browsing purpose. Network operating system is a server operating system, like a Windows Server, Linux, Unix comes under server operating system. Server operating system provides services through network, means it's provided services like a DHCP, DNS, WDS, VPN, web server, web server, right? So like FTP, print, mail servers. We are getting mails, right? So mail servers, kind of stuff. Guys, understand up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then
Simple
what is
points
the
only. Yeah, tell me.
mobile actually? I'm so sorry, sir. No,
Mobile. Yeah, mobile voice is also voice, right? Very good. So you can say currently mobile voice, because we are in a world days, so we are in a only desktop and but mobile operating system is also there. When it is comes to the operating system, any device is a mobile tablet or anything. So mobile device is also having. Currently we are using operating system. Not only currently, very old days also we are using a operating system. Most popular is a Nokia Symbian. This is Nokia Symbian voices. If you remember the olden days Symbian means Nokia 6600. Okay, 3366 kind of mobile phones are came. Okay, so that time still Nokia launching, still there is a Nokia dedicated mobile phones are there still there. So there are we are getting a Symbian voices also there. Tizen, Android. Okay, So this is Symbian OS from Nokia patent one. Tizen is also like that only. It is Samsung. I think Tizen is from Samsung. Linux based OS, Samsung. Sorry, I put a spelling wrongly. Tizen. iOS, Apple. Windows also launched. Old days Windows is different. Now Windows is different. Okay, so now we are having a Windows 8, Windows 10 kind of stuff. Okay, but mobile Windows operating system is stopped in 2 years back only. 2 or 3 years back only. It is stopped. Our favorite is Android. Okay, so other operating system is also there. You can see Bada OS, like it is. Google also providing some OS. Okay, Android. Our favorite is our Android, which is a more powerful one. So there is no powerful kind of stuff is nothing is there. Android is more like a open source type. So anybody can take Android and develop. Anybody can develop applications on Android. Just you need to download Android kind of stuff. Okay, what is we can say Android Studio. So then if you start build your own applications. Okay, Windows Phone. For Windows Phone also you can download Universal Windows Platform. Universal Windows Platform application is like Android Studio only, but it is for a Windows application purpose. For IS4, you need a background Mac OS background is required. There's some simulator applications are there. Something shift kind of stuff is there. I didn't remember. These are very rarely only by company own properties, proprietary OS. So they don't give much open source kind of stuff. Less popular. Google is also Google mobile related OS is also there. Stack or Android 1. So another one is Android 1 is also there. Okay. You know the difference between normal Motorola, Lenovo Android mobile phone to Realme mobile phone. This is a very good example actually. Realme or any Xiaomi mobile phone, any Xiaomi, Realme, Redmi, okay, to normal Android mobile phones. What is the difference? Stock Android mobile phones.
Display clarity.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Android is not actually not operating system, not 100% operating system. Android is a very basically a kernel type, means more like a application which able to interact with the hardware only, means very basic core operating part. Redmi, Mi, Realme, Xiaomi, Samsung build UIs on. They have their own UI, user interfaces on Android. That's why they become a more popular than any other mobile things. Like I have a Motorola. If I see that Motorola mobile phone, it is always something like not much good user interface. People don't mind about what is there inside your system. It need a look good, right? So faster should be response is there. Good user interface is required. Okay, so the display, the user interface is good at this thing compared to others. So Realme mobile phones, stock Android mobile phones, they build a user interfaces. Okay, so they don't use original Android user interfaces. They build their own user interfaces on a Android. If you take a Motorola kind of mobile phones, they use stock Android mobile phones. So some people, for a sales purpose, they said like, these are the stock Android mobile phones. So this is the better than these phones and all, but this is no link for there. I want a direct Amazon kind of stuff. These are stock Android. Okay. It is usually like a little slower than a normal mobile phone. Tizen, I told. Okay, I think that is Ubuntu Touch is also released. Wear OS. This is also Google developed Wear OS. Like not only a wearable devices having operating system. Not only a mobile phone. Nowadays we are having wearable devices. What are wearable devices, guys? Anyone guess? Like a smart, yeah, smart watches, bands we are getting, yeah, clothes we are getting, clothes, heart rate monitor, like you can wear the chest belt, like you can get a kind of smart wearing is came, smart watches, smart clothes, uh, smart earrings, smart spectacles. Okay, so you have a smart word, it is there, it contains a specific operating system. So these are the mobiles comes with a stock Android mobile phones. Okay, so when it is comes to the operating system, we have to discuss everything. So that's why we add two more points here: desktop OS, server OS, plus mobile phones having different operating system. Guys, do not think smart mobiles having a operating system, feature phones like a small mobile phones not having OS. No, no, no. Every device having a OS. OS means is simply a program or a instruction loader. Okay, something which providing user interface works with your device, right? Even your uh, refrigerator is there, a smart refrigerator is there. Okay, normal smart refrigerator, not a refrigerator, it is. Okay, exactly. Say AC having a something in built in, some instructions are there. We don't know what is there inside a specific OS. This is a multi built-in OS, like a specific hardware or a changeable OS, upgradable OS kind of stuff. Okay, or a common OS kind of stuff. Okay, mobile operating system and wearable devices also there nowadays. Like I am using a currently Realme that band I am using. Okay, watch is also there. Earlier Image Fit watch is there earlier, and okay, so Apple Watch is also there. Okay, wearable devices. So you can put it. Okay, so all these are all comes under wearable devices. So this is also now it's VR. VR is also wearable. Smart shirts, smart watches, smart glasses, smart bracelet, smart fingers, smart ring, belts, pants, socks, smart shoes, Bluetooth key tracker, GPS body controller, kind of stuff. Okay, maybe like this. Smart finger, okay. VR goggles, BP devices, temperature devices, trackers. If you have a mobile phone, you may lost your mobile phone in a home, so we can track it using there is a smart chipset. It's also there. Okay, so if you have a device, it contains some program. Okay, some are dedicated operating systems are there. Some are not, do not have any dedicated OS. Okay, some are just a device like that. So evolution of devices, it is calculator watches, Casio, still these Casio watches are there, PDS are there, personal digital assistants, PDS are there. um, you know this PDA type I've seen other like dictionaries also there. Okay, yeah, this is enough. I told a lot of, but not lot of, but slowly. Okay, but whatever it is of OS, it is. So there is a different type of OS is there. Single user, single task, single user, multitask, multi-user, multitask. Operating system types are there. Again, what it is? Single user, single task. Single user, multitask means only one user can able to log in, but he can run multiple things. For example, in my laptop, I'm running Notepad, browser, WhatsApp, and Outlook, Microsoft Teams, right? So single user, multitasking. I'm single user running multitasking. Multi-user, multitask. Okay, so multiple users can log into single system and do multitasking also. Single user, single task. Best example is MS-DOS. Only one user can log in. Only one task at a time he can able to do it. No background task, not a multitasking. Okay, so single user, single task. Next, single user multitask. Best example is any Windows OS, Windows desktop or Windows server based operating system. So single user multitask means only one user can log in at a time to the a computer and can do multiple tasks also possible, like I'm doing now. This best example is Linux and Unix operating system. Okay, so we don't discuss much about Mac OS and all, so we are avoiding that one now. Okay, so multi-user multitasking. Multi-user multitasking is Linux, Unix is a best example. So people will get, sir, one system. So how multiple users are logging? Look at here. This is my Unix operating system. People, like either you go to the server. Okay, you go to the server. You can log in directly to the server, like you can put your username and password. And also you can log in remotely. Okay, also you can log in remotely through remote protocols like SSH, Telnet kind of stuff. You can able to log in remotely also possible. You can put username and password from different computers or different terminals. You can log into same PC. Means multiple users are log into same computer, either directly or remotely. Users can able to log in. So multi-user. Of course, multiple task means multiple works they can able to do it. Of course, for a direct system also we can able to log in with the multiple users. There is a 7 terminals are there. Okay, in a single physical machine, 7 users directly they can able to log in. 7 users, 7 terminals, 7 desktops are there. Okay, 7 users can able to log in directly, physically to the server. Remotely, multiple users can able to log in. Though there is no particular limitation is not there. So that's why it is a multi-user multitasking is a Linux and Unix operating system.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, why Linux is more secure than Windows?
It's a question. Okay, good. This is a very common question. Is people think Linux is more secure than Windows. Okay, I don't know whether it is than Windows or not, guys. Problem is people are adding some more extra points here. Actually, Linux is more secure. That's it only. Okay, it meaning is, for example, there is a person called Ravi. Okay, so Ravi is a very good boy, and there is a person Ramesh is there. It does not mean Ramesh is not good boy. Understand? Ravi is a good boy. Does not mean Ramesh is not a good boy. Or Ramesh is not at all a good boy at all. He's a very bad boy. We can't give this kind of stuff. Okay. Every operating system, Microsoft, crores of business, billions, not a millions, also billions of business in the world. Okay. So who is a very richest person in the world? Not Elon Musk. Don't tell, because Elon Musk and others are up and down candidate. Only the stable candidate is Bill Gates. Okay, so Bill Gates is the richest, first of all, because of Microsoft. Others are, he has a lot of farming lands and all, but that's the secondary part. But important is Microsoft. The world highest used operating system is, highly used desktop operating system is Windows only, not Mac OS. Okay, so that to country like India and other countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Australia, like these are countries prefer to use Windows operating system only. Okay, we don't use Linux as a OS for that. Okay, there's a few reasons are there. First of all, Windows is GUI based. Also covering these points. Very good. Anyway, we got a one operating system to another operating system differences. Windows is basically GUI, easy to use. Reasons why we are using Windows, reasons why we are using Linux, and what is the difference, we'll see. So we'll complete that question also, because next point is that one only. Okay. So why it is, it's easy to use, user friendly. Some people said it is a user friendly, right? Any person can easily start using. Okay, so any person can able to use it. Easily understand and work. So that is the main point to these 2 points. Meaning is any person can able to it. Mainly it is GUI based. GUI based does not mean CLI is not there. CLI is there.
Sir, what is
GUI based.
GUI?
Very good.
Graphical user.
Graphical user interface. Very good. No problem, guys. If you know the answer, you can tell. No problem.
Online interface.
Very good. You know, when we are in a childhood days, I'm not. Okay, so like if you see any UKG, LKG, first class, second standard students, if they know answer, they will keep shouting, right? When we are in a school days, we do like that. When we are in a college days, we keep certain that we don't mind whether it is right or a wrong answer. Unnecessarily, if you give a wrong answer, lecturer will scold us. Okay. So in my class is not like that. Okay. Keep telling. So if you know answer, keep telling. If it is right or wrong, no problem at all. Okay. One more interface came that is called a text-based or a terminal-based interface. So any other user interfaces came up like app-based interfaces like that. So we can see.
Application.
It
API.
is API. You're telling about API or any other thing?
API, sir, API.
Same thing, right?
Program interface.
Application
Programming interface.
program interface. But this is not a user interface. It is a program interface. Okay. It is a program interface, not a user interface. These are all user interfaces. So one program to another program interface. This is between one program to other. For example, I have a application, one program or a application. Okay. So I have a database server is there. I have another application is there. I want to interaction is required. Okay. Or a user authentication is required. So user authentication, one application. User data process, that is another application. We need a interface like a REST API, SOAP API, like this. We will. Perfect. Okay. So Windows is graphical user interface. There is a question called the movie, some question is there. Microsoft, who is the founder? Bill Gates, right? CEO Satya Nadella, right? So Microsoft CEO name is, sorry, not CEO, founder, current founder still is a founder, right? And Bill Gates is currently not CEO. Earlier he is a CEO. Now it is founder. Okay, is a founder. Okay, founder. It meaning is what we can say. His name is Bill Gates, and why is operating system called Windows? So Gates, Windows, right? Window means these are the all windows only. This is the window. This is the window. This is called a window. Even it is a Microsoft or not, this is called a window. So this is called a window. Okay. So if you open this is a window. Okay. So multiple windows we can able to open in a single screen. So for example, if I open this is another window. This is another window. Okay. Multiple windows we can able to open in a single screen. So that's why they put a name called a Windows operating system. So that's why it is a GUI, graphical user interface. You can interact with anything directly in a graphical base only. So this is the Linux based operating system. Okay, Windows operating system. So Windows means Windows. So Windows base is a GUI base. Linux is not GUI. Linux is CLI. I'm not putting everything like Linux or Unix is CLI based operating system. Okay, CLI based OS. Linux, Windows is GUI based OS. The Microsoft proprietary. It's a Microsoft proprietary. Okay, Microsoft proprietary. Spelling is ignore the spelling. Proprietary means Microsoft own. You cannot cannot, or you can say we should not. Difference is there. Means, sir, I can able to hack Windows and now I can able to change it. So point is we cannot and we should not change Windows OS, kernel and shell also. Windows operating system. Every operating system having a kernel shell. I will explain it. What is kernel? What is shell also? But at present, so your operating system is divided into two parts: kernel part and shell part. Whatever the part it is. So Microsoft Windows, you cannot able to change it. So you don't have anything. Microsoft only release operating system. Microsoft only release their own operating systems. No other distributions. No other distributions. Means no one will distribute your operating system. But comes into the Linux. Linux is CLI based. GUI is also there. GUI is there, but very less GUI. Okay, less GUI part, more CLI part, powerful CLI. Okay, not very easy to use, not very easy to use, not user friendly, not user not much user friendly. We need a trained professional person is required. Okay, not like a less experience, like a Windows, 1 or 2 years experience enough to become a senior Windows server admin. So Linux not required. Okay, Linux 7 years it will take to become a full-fledged a trained person. Okay, so user must take in a training to work with Linux. Not like uh, you are not much known about a Windows operating system. You got a laptop. Think you got a laptop. You want to watch a movie, or you want to send a mail, or you want to do something. You know the very basic knowledge. You can start doing it. Okay, basically in a college days or basic things. Like you are completely don't know the computer kind of stuff earlier. You don't in a college you have to send a mail or you have to apply a resume or you want to do some application. You don't know, but still you can able to do it, right? So that is a Windows. In Linux is not like that. It's a CLI based. It is professional person is required to do anything. Okay, it's not much easy kind of stuff. Next, it's a open source operating system. It is a open source. Basically, Linux is open source operating system. Anyone can take Linux kernel. It is I'm talking in a Linux part only. Okay, so anyone can able to take. Linux is open source. Anyone can take Linux kernel, build their own operating system and redistribute. Their own. Yes. Meaning is I can take Linux kernel, and build my own operating system as per my requirements and distribute it. I can sell it, no problem. I can sell it also. That is called a open source. Some people will get a doubt, sir, open source meaning is free. No guys, open source means source code of program or a software, because people will, sir, software is different, operating system is different, application is different. That's why I'm telling this or kind of stuff. Okay, so program of source code of a program or a software or a operating system is available to everyone. Okay, so what is the open source? The source code is open. Anybody can take this thing. You can look at how it is built. Okay, guys, I want to build a secure building. Okay, some big apartment, and I don't share any of the blueprint related. Okay, how building is there. Only thing is you can enter into the building, you can go to your room, you can sleep there, you can cook there. Okay, you can have anything like that. How many secrets are there, how it is built, how many pillars are there, okay, how many lifts are there. This much details I didn't give you. I gave you a building, use it, that's it. Okay, you can bring vegetables, you can bring clothes, you can have anything inside, but I didn't share anything details how it is constructed, how many secret doors, how many other things are there. Okay, I didn't share to you. Remember, first point number one. Point number two, open source type. Meaning is I'm not only sharing like how to use, I'm also sharing how it is built. Each and every program, each and every building, pillar, blueprint, all the things, how water supply is there, how gas supply is there. So each and everything I'm sharing to you. Which building is more secure, first one or second one? I'm telling again. The first one is, yeah, tell me.
First one is more secure, sir. Open source
First,
means you can take anything from that source, because that's why iOS are more safe than open source. It's integrated.
yeah, iOS is like a Mac OS, Apple OS is more secure. Why? Because of nothing is open. It's actually built based on Linux kernels only. It is nothing is open. Only thing is they given apps, you have to use that one only. It means I'll give you vegetables, I'll give you a gas connection, I will give you a bed. You have to just go and use it like a sleep purpose only. If there is a food, just have it. You see, you no need to cook anything. Simply, I serve a food, I serve a bed, everything like that. No information, nothing. Just you have to use it. That is a Mac OS type, highly secured. Secondary one, as I said, you can take your own vegetables. I will give you supplies, or you can cook yourself. You can stay there, but you don't know how it is constructed, how it is building is constructed. That is a Windows OS, not a open source. I didn't share anything details of our building. Second one. The third one is open source type, Linux operating system. I am telling how blueprint is there. So how buildings are there, how pillars are there, how water supply is there, how many back doors are there. Okay, how many front doors are there, back doors are there, windows are there. Every details I am giving you directly, freely, availably. Okay, so that is a open source type. Okay, so this is Linux base. So obviously everybody knows the source code of your operating system. Obviously it is less secure. See, it is, you know, less secure. So this is your point why Windows is more secure than Windows. Sorry, Linux is more secure than Windows. But now I told Linux is open source. Open source, everybody knows how it is built. So it is not even a secure. If you know how it is built, means anybody can enter any which ways to your, anybody can able to attack on your systems very easily. So I will give you one very simple example. You know, Windows username and password. So user is like a, I'm telling is administrator, and there is a password. You cannot find any lessons, official lessons, how to reset the administrator password if in case you forget it. Okay, so morning you open Windows server, username, password, you type administrator, you forget a password, you don't know the password. There is no lesson kind of stuff, no direct tools. It is almost impossible, means unless until you are a very big hacker, so then you can able to reset the administrator password. Maybe you have to use third-party tools. Third-party tools may have to use it. So this is the point number one. Next, in a Linux, admin is nothing but root. Is root user is a administrator for Linux. Root user is a administrator for Linux. Now you forget the password for root. Normal user password you forget. If you know root, from root you can able to change it. Okay, normal users. But administrator means root user password you forget in Linux. Red Hat Linux you forget. Okay, you know, in the textbooks, Red Hat Enterprise Linux academic textbooks, academic means officially Red Hat is telling how to reset a root user password. In their academic syllabus it is there. Tell me, if you know the root password, you can do anything in this system. You know the administrator means you can change anything. Now this is the second point I told. Okay, very simple example. Okay, you know, there is a Red Hat examination. First question in the Red Hat certification examination is, first question is not a first question, first practical. You must reset root password. If you know resetting root password, then only it allow you to write remaining practicals. It allow you to do remaining practicals. First you have to reset the root password. First you should reset the root password, then only you can able to do remaining password. So that is the first question in Red Hat official examinations. So they are telling how to crack. Windows never telling like that, right? Guys, can you tell me now which is more secure?
Linux.
Still you are in a Linux? Okay, now all. Okay. So the point is Linux is more secure than Windows. I told about Windows operating system, basic points like Windows is easy to use, user friendly. So maximum people are using because it's any person can able to start working with it. And it is a GUI base, so you don't need to learn any CLI command lines here. Okay, so we cannot change the operating system. Operating system is completely closed, not a open source. Okay, so meaning is it is a not a open source. Source code is protected. Okay, protected means no one will access the source code. No other distributions, Windows 10, Windows 10. So Microsoft will be redistributed. Okay, So we cannot take the Windows and the redistribution is not there. Okay. So this is about our basic points of Windows. There is some more points of Windows is there, but these are the some points of Unix and Linux. Linux is not much user friendly. Only trained professionals can be able to use it. So it will give you little security, means every user can able to use it. But Linux is open source. So anyone can take the Linux kernel and build their OS, and then they can redistribute as its own operating system. Okay, next. What is the meaning of open source? Source code of the program or a software or a OS is available to everyone. Okay. Available to everyone. So anybody can take and build their operating system and distribute it. Right. Next. I told about a small example, like a open source is like a blueprint or how it is built. It is shared to everyone. Okay, this is the point. Okay, next. This is the lesson which is here. It is the comparison, another comparison between Windows admin and the Linux admin. Windows has a server as an administrator. It is not much easy to crack. Windows administrator password, it is not much easy. There is no lesson, nothing. You have to use compulsory third-party tools. Linux, okay, Linux administrator password, anybody can able to crack it. Even myself for a Red Hat 5 and 6, so many times I have resetted a Linux root password without going to any much Google set. You can official site is telling how to reset the password. So as for up to now the points, Linux is not secure, Windows is secure. I told 2 points important. One is Linux is open source. Everybody knows how it is built. Linux is root password easily resetted. But now what I'm telling the points, listen carefully. So never go compare security between Linux and Windows. Guys, every operating system in their own way, it is secure. Okay. Otherwise, why Microsoft building these many operating system? Why we are using Windows operating system? Why we are learning Windows Server operating system? Right?
Sir, there are more privacy in this, so we can
Much
access
efficient.
without them. That's why we are always using Windows. But in administration process, like Windows is they want to pay. It's easy to access. Like when you are free, we are all addicted to this Windows. So in administration process, they want to pay the amount, so the user friendly become this this part to that part is easy to convey this message.
I got little bit points because some few points. Okay. Normally, when I seen one this WhatsApp kind of stuff. What's now in Facebook, I think. Windows, Microsoft people let anybody can use Windows operating system. So people are become habituated to use Windows. So obviously they become a more popular. So it is become a part of their curriculum. So they will pay for a learning, or they start using maybe now or later in organizations. So I am already habituated to use Windows. In my organization, they said to use Linux. So we can't able to use Linux because already I know Windows. So better in organization compulsory like 70s. We have an organization 70s, HCL, Cognizant, Wipro, Infosys, or any institute, colleges. They have to use for a paid licenses, compulsory paid licenses. They have to go for it. Individual users, no problem. You pay or not pay, no problem, because Microsoft leave like that only. They don't mind about one single person. Actually, this is the point I heard. Whether it is right or wrong, I don't know, because if Microsoft, there is a lot of wrong stories also there in the market. Okay, so I heard one story that is Bill Gates went to a hotel and he given a 5 rupees tip. So $5 tip. Sorry, he's in US, right? So he given a $5 tip. And the guy told yesterday your daughter came. She given a $500 tip. Okay, and the guy, Bill Gates said, she's a daughter of billionaire. Sorry, not millionaire. She's a daughter of billionaire. Okay, I'm the son of a farmer. That is one Bakwa story. Immediately I put a one comment. So that is because of in US, the Bill Gates, both father and mother, both are attorneys. Attorney means lawyers. Okay, there are richest in the US, second richest in US. Okay, second richest in US, and they are from the Gates family. So Gates family is one of the builder of US. In America, they built by 4 families. So one of the families, Gate family. Okay, so very good. This is try to add another thing, guys. Windows servers, Windows desktop, 2 separate parts. And up to now, there is some desktop operating systems came is parallel to Linux, which is freely available. Okay, so you can try another operating system also, but there is no support. People don't have a knowledge how to solve if a problem is there. Lot of applications runs based on a Windows desktop operating systems only. So a lot of building so based on a Windows operating system only. Obviously, we'll try to go for it. Windows mobile phone launches, it is utter flap. Why? Because of lot of people build a application for Android or iOS. Only 2 OSs people are proficient with that one. Android is easily hackable kind of stuff, but still it's a more popular because of number of apps. Apple is more secure, limited apps, only Apple company will test the app and distribute the app. Apple company test the app and distribute the app. Android is not like that. So Android, anybody can build an app. So very less testing, but more distributions. If they find any problem in that one, so immediately they will take down. Okay, not a complete ownership is not there. So maybe Google having some ownership in that one. Okay, so but why Windows mobile phone is not popular? Because mobile apps not there. Mobile apps, user interfaces, these 2 problems. But why Windows is more popular? Because of in Windows OS, in a desktop OS is multiple applications can easily run on a Windows applications. That's the one point. Okay, next Windows servers. Why Windows servers are using even though Linux is there? Not only easy to use, guys. Windows server mainly for user authentication. Remember, Windows servers mainly used for Active Directory because of Microsoft only one authorizing Active Directory. Use it to authenticate users and computers. Okay, through network authenticate users and computers. Active Directory is a database source user information of users, computers, groups, and services, resources. I just given a statement, guys. This is also a very important statement. What is an Active Directory? Active Directory database. What is Active Directory? Active Directory database stores information of users and computers. Okay, and also it is do authentication. Okay, it is also do authenticate users and computers when they log into network. Okay, these 2 points. Very strong authentication, guys. Very strong authentication protocols they are using. Okay, authentication protocols they use is a Kerberos. Normal Linux use LDAP, but Windows use Kerberos, and LDAP both are using authentication protocols. Kerberos and LDAP both are using. Okay, but Linux based centralized authentication is LDAP only, but Windows use Kerberos. It is a very strong authentication protocol, encrypted authentication protocol. Okay, very strong authentication. Windows server still surviving mainly because of authentication, security purpose only. Okay, like I want a DHCP server. In Windows server, DHCP configuration is very easy. DNS configuration is very easy, but it's okay. It's not a very big deal. But in a Microsoft Active Directory, not there in Linux. Okay, but DHCP in Linux and Windows, DNS in a Windows and Linux. Okay, VPN server, Linux and Windows, like that. We can have things in both operating system, but Active Directory is only in a Windows server. Okay, Microsoft Windows is also very strong authentication, encrypted, secure. Okay, so do not comparing. Already I told, no need to compare in a security wise. Linux is also compromised. So when time comes up, Windows is also can be compromised. That is the point. But in a Linux, the viruses in Linux, viruses cannot work. Okay, Linux don't work because of most of the viruses are created for Windows purpose only. Okay, viruses usually .exe type. Okay, VB script .vsa type kind of stuff. Okay, in Linux, .exe is not work. Okay, understand, guys? Viruses basically executable file, self-executable. If you click, execute immediately. That is a kind of viruses. Okay, those kind of viruses like a virus only, like this is a what we Win32 viruses. Okay, Win32 based viruses. That is something virus called not a malware. It is worms kind of stuff. Okay, I'm unable to type everything. Okay, so listen very carefully. Viruses are different type of viruses and malwares, spywares, trojans. These are all virus kind of stuff. Okay, out of certain viruses like worms kind of viruses, Win32 viruses works based on a .exe files. In Linux, .dexes don't work. Malware kind of stuff basically works based on a registry. Okay, so Windows registry, malwares, spywares, spywares, trojans. Okay, attacks Windows registry. In Linux, no registry. Okay. Next. Okay. So this is one of the important point. So in a Linux, it does not mean Linux is not a virus free. Linux based viruses, if you spread, it may be polymila. Okay. So, but there is a basic thing like a Windows based viruses won't work in a Linux. Windows servers also more secure. Next. Again in Linux.
So I have one doubt.
Tell me.
Yes, sir. In Linux, we have different packages, right, sir? Like Ubuntu, CentOS, Red
Very
Hat,
good. Linux, different distributions are there, like a
uh,
Ubuntu, Red Hat, CentOS.
Amazon Linux.
Yes.
Well, which is the best one to use and most obvious one?
Uh, we are not using for it is like Linux for desktop purpose, Linux for server purpose. Linux for server purpose always Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Official Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Fedora is there. Debian is there. Depends upon organization requirement. For me, my personal, I prefer Red Hat for organization. For personal use, CentOS. For server purpose, personal use, CentOS. Okay. Yeah. Last point, I am also here. Why Linux is secure? Again, Linux is not secure, but how secure? That is. 1 second. How Linux is secure is also I will give you a small break after this one, then I will go to other parts of operating systems. We'll see. Okay. So how Linux is secure? Because it's a open source, right? Open source is not secure. Again, reverse question. But there is one point we are missing between these two things. Okay. So yeah, I'm not talking about conspiracy here. I'm talking about we are missing a point between secure and open source. Open source, everybody know how to code it. But there is a one thing about a source code is we can change and secure ourselves. Okay, we can change the code. Okay, because there is a given a chance, like we can change the code. Okay, and we can secure. We can write a program to our own security. Our own security. Okay. So for example, there is a empty line, empty box, empty home is there, like so source code is there. Normally we are not face to face. Otherwise, I can able to explain little much easier way. Guys, look at here. This is language A, B, C, D language, right? English language. For example, I know Russian. And one of you know Russian, like other sir is also know Russian. Okay, we are speaking in a Russia. Others don't understand. Maybe after a few days, other people also will understand, right? Why? Because of it's a dedicated language. Means how language it is. Maratha language is there. Telugu language is there. Tamil language is there. It's a okay. It is a language. Means it is already designed how to speak, right? How to speak, how to write, how to learn, right? I want to learn Russia. So then how to learn? First of all, letters and words and sentences then how to use it, how to ask a question, and based on that answer, how to ask another question, or maybe how to tell an answer based on the question, right? So that is a dedicated languages. In a childhood days, maybe anybody done this one, but try this one. I created my own language. Okay, I created my own language in my childhood days. I create my own language like this. I put this is A, this is B, this is a something like a C, this is like a D, okay, this is like a C, like that. So I created my own language to speak to others. Like we create some languages. Okay, nowadays we call this one as a cryptography. Okay, nowadays we calling this one create your own language, computer language. Okay, your own self, not a C language, Python or Java. I'm not talking about it. Create your own way of language which others cannot able to understand. Only two entities can able to understand. So if you create your own, that your own thing others don't understand. So even though Linux is open source, but open sources can able to change it, and you can able to secure yourself. Okay, you can secure it. That's why it's a Linux is more secure. Not because of its CLI, guys. Normal person cannot be able to work in Linux because it's a CLI screen. Everything is little bit weird. Okay, not much easy to understand in a day starting. Okay, certain things compulsory you have to use CLI, command lines you have to use it. So that not much easy. So that's why one point we can give for a security. Point number one, why Linux is secure. Never compare with other operating system. Secured operating system generally Mac operating system, because of Mac operating system OS applications are provided by Apple company only. Okay, not by anyone. In mobile phone iOS, because of applications also filtered and genuinely they are checking, thoroughly checking for security, and they redistributed. So Apple, it does not mean it's not hackable. There is nothing like a not hackable kind of stuff. Anything can be in the world can be hackable. So that's a very simplest point. Okay, it does not mean everybody can able to hack. No. Okay. So point number two, in a Linux, Linux is secure. Why? Because of it is a basically CLI. Not every person can able to work with the Linux. Number one. Number two, Linux is basically used for servers. Servers rooms are secured. We are used for a server purpose only, not a desktop purpose, not a general purpose. So Linux used for a server's purpose. Servers in server's room. Servers in server's room. Linux used for a server purpose. Servers in server room. It is secured. Physical access and network access also. Guys, if you don't want, no problem, you can leave, but don't do parallelly things. Listening class, listening music, don't do parallel. Okay, listening music is a very bad habit. You know, the people, lot of people are trying to manipulate your mind, like I told last time. So before one example, music never calm your nerves. Okay, that too when you are doing education, means learning something. Okay, never listen to any songs. Reading books is a very bad combinations. Listening songs, only listening songs, like you are traveling, listen songs, no problem. Okay, when you are do traveling, means like you are sitting in a bus or a train listening to songs, that a problem. Okay, songs never calms your nerves. Okay, you have to calm yourself. Okay, that is a very bad habit. And don't play music in my class. CLI and servers are in a server room. It is physically secure and network wise secure. Next, it's a open source. Not because of open source, we can secure our files, user access, services, by coding, like a encrypting kind of stuff. That's why it's a Linux is secure. Windows is, we can't say Windows is not secure. Remember, we cannot say Windows is not secure. Remember this point, guys. Linux is secure. Does not mean Windows is not secure. Okay, there is 100% security not there. Okay, really. Okay, so these are the main points. Once again, I will repeat. I'll take. Okay, so what is an operating system? Operating system or a program interact with your hardware and user, runs application, provide user interface. I will come back to these points again along with the boot processing. Okay, and there is a type of operating system, SOS, NOS, simple operating system and network operating system. Simple operating system is basically a desktop type of operating system like a Windows operating system, Ubuntu desktop operating system. Network operating system, Windows server operating system. In Windows desktop server, both are different. Okay, Linux, Unix operating systems are there. Okay, so when you say like this is a, I put a question. What is a desktop OS? So you want to run a game, you want to run an application, or you want to do web browsing. General purpose, we are using desktop operating systems. Server operating system is specifically for network services. You are open a web page, we are communicating each other. Okay, so you are getting an IP address through the network. You are getting an IP address through the network, right? You are accessing YouTube. These are all because of server only, backend server only. Okay, DHCP server, DNS servers, VPN servers, storage servers, web servers, print servers, mail server, streaming servers. You can add this one also. YouTube called a streaming. Okay, like this. And also we added two more points here. It is mobile phones also having a mobile operating systems, and there is another type of devices also there called a wearable devices. So any devices, not only wearable devices, but nowadays this is a become more popular devices now. So any devices having a basic some operating system inside. Now commonly developed operating systems. These are all commonly developed operating systems like a Symbian mobile phone. Like a for wearable also there is a commonly developed operating system. Next, in operating systems also single user single task, single user multitask, multi-user multitask operating system are there. So single user single task like a DOS operating system, multi-user multitask, Windows operating system, multi-user multitask, Linux and Unix operating system. Okay, so what is this Windows and Linux? Windows is basically GUI based operating system. So it's a proprietary operating system of Microsoft, no other distributions, and it is not a open source, no other redistributions of this operating system. Means you cannot change the source code of a operating system. It is source code is protected. It is easy to use, user friendly. Any person can able to start working with a operating system. Okay, next. It provided default security, guys. Windows having a default security. Okay, of course when it is come to the GUI, CLI, TUI kind of stuff, GUI graphical user interface, CLI command line interface. So Linux is basically CLI, CLI command line interface. Of course, GUI is there, but more CLI we will work. Not much user friendly. You have to know how to work with a Linux operating system. Okay, so for a fresher, don't know Linux, what it is, how it is look like, immediately want to work with it, it is little difficult, not heavy difficult, little difficult. Like first time I use Linux OS, direct as a OS, as a single-handedly. So when I started working there on one organization, they installed a Linux Red Hat 5 directly on the physical machines. So initially I know a little bit, but still there is a little confusion in it. Even the guy who is called as a technician himself, like a very well-known god of computers, he don't know how to install a basic application in Linux. Okay. Wow. There's so many things. One second, guys. I got a mail. Okay, so that is Linux is not a friendly operating system, trained professional. Linux is open source. Anybody can take the Linux and build the Linux operating system. Examples of Linux distributions. What is this? Okay. Okay. So there is a Linux distributions also there. That is also we should end it. Okay. Linux distributions. Also there. Some examples of Linux distributions. Red Hat, Enterprise Linux, platform is RHEL. Okay, CentOS, Ubuntu desktop is there, Ubuntu server is for desktop
Sir,
purpose. Ubuntu. Yeah, tell me.
we have different these distributions, right, sir? But the commands and the performance will be same.
Yeah, command wise, again, little bit difference maybe there, depends upon what shell you are using. Okay, what shell, bash shell or Bourne shell kind of stuff. Okay, Bourne shell or a bash shell, T shell, C shell kind of stuff.
Okay.
Basic Linux commands are same. Some commands little bit different. For example, if you are using Red Hat 7 or a Red Hat 6 or CentOS 7 or CentOS 6, you want to install an application, RPM or a yum is used.
Yeah, install, yes, sir.
Okay.
Or wget.
Open to apt get, apt get,
Yes.
Ubuntu. Okay. If you are going to Debian is some DPK, KPG, PKG, something is there.
Yes, sir.
DPKG, something is there like that. Okay. So different OS version to OS version, there is small difference is there. Okay.
Remaining command.
Basic commands are same. LS command, cat
LS,
command,
LA.
date commands, echo commands. Okay. Man info, P info, VA editors, nano editors, linking. So basic commands are basic commands only.
Okay.
Yeah, if anybody is interested to learn Linux, okay, I will tell one simple thing. Go to netacad. Okay, netacad. So you have to log in. Okay, otherwise you can create your own login also. Earlier days I give a course from my ID, but people are not finishing the course. Okay, So this is a courses. Go to all courses. Okay, guys, look at each and everything mainly like this. Remove this instructor lead, put a online self-placed. These courses mostly free courses. Get connected, cyber security free course, introduction to IoT free course, JavaScript essential free course is there. This is free. This is free. This is a new one. I don't know whether free or not. Okay, Python is free. Essentials are free. Linux essentials also free. This is starting course. The starting, and this is second one. This is a little bigger than earlier one. Okay, Linux essentials. Okay, bigger. Networking essential. Python is free. These are paid courses. Advanced courses are paid courses. Usually basic or intermediate. If you go to Python, see it is. Also, I will show you the Linux unhatched. This is starting course. So very simple. NetAcad, all courses. Okay. See, sign up today. So read this thing. This is the Python. Free, 75 hours, intermediate. Instructor lead, online self. Sign up today. So which language? English. Click here. Okay. It says self-enrollment. Okay, it says self-enrollment. I am not at login. Okay, so you want to enroll now. So which region you are there? Like India. Which month you born? So like you can put a May, which year, something which is randomly. You can select not randomly, better select a correct one. Okay, so you are not eligible because 2008. So age difference is there. Better 1990. Okay, so 2000. So 1990, they are eligible. Okay. So next account details. Then it is like a 6+3. First name, last name, account email ID. Give some your email ID. First name, last name. Give correct information, guys. They don't ask any amount. Give your state like this. Create an account. Account will be created. Once your account is created, okay. Once your account is created, then login. Okay, login like this. So when you go to login, click. So you can log into. Already I have a login account is there. I'm actually Cisco official instructor ID and login with instructor ID. That's why I'm getting teaching and learning. Okay, I can give you course to you, but I'm not preferring now like that. It is in progress, ended, course ended. Recently I have taken Java essential kind of stuff. So you can take this launch course like normally when you are taken. So it shows like this. Go to I am learning, in progress, launch courses. Go to up to here. I'm showing in a Java script because that is the current running. Remaining are become archived. Okay, so like this is also same thing. Sign up today, English. You have to give your things and start doing. I done this one, Linux Essentials unhatched course. Okay, so first of all, you have to go by one terms and conditions, welcome surveys, and you have to complete like this. Okay, and do the completion. Any tests are there, complete it. So once you are completed, finally you will get a test. Complete the test. Once you're done, go to survey. Once you've done a survey, you can able to download a certificate. You can learn multiple courses, guys. Operating system related like a Linux, networking essentials you can learn freely, programming like a C++, Python, you can learn it. Cyber security, cloud security, those kind of stuff is there. Already I showed, right? The courses. Okay. So, but only thing is when you are open, like for example, you want to learn this one, when you are open, so make sure it is freely. Paid courses, whether you can able to pay or not, I don't know. Okay. So it's a 15 hours paid courses. So this is how to you can work. Okay, so simply you can open and you can easily learn. For example, you want to learn this one, like okay. Yeah, so that's wrong. I clicked on this. See, this is you have to read it. So one by one read it. And if you any practical is there, also you can able to do practical parallelly also. Separate window will be there for a practical purpose. Okay, so we can do it. So this is currently theory part. Okay, I'm here. Okay, so this is my suggestion to you can able to practice Linux, Python kind of stuff also. Okay, so anyway, so you want to learn something, there is a free resources available, guys. You can learn. So for that one, I showed this one. Okay, and you will get some basic certificate also. Ubuntu Debian. Any Debian, Fedora,
Kali
Scientific
Linux.
Linux. Scientific Linux something. You're telling something.
Kali Linux.
Yeah, very good. So next one. Kali is also called as backtrack. Use it for ethical hacking. Use it for ethical hacking purpose. Like this, so many are there. SUSE, OpenSUSE, OpenSUSE 2 are there. Okay, Asian Linux. Now AWS Linux is also there. You know one thing, guys, Microsoft Linux is also coming. Came already. I didn't touch it. It's there. Okay.
It's there
So
in AWS, no, sir, Microsoft Linux, like server side.
yeah. So Linux is anybody can take it. So Microsoft took the Linux now, and they're building it. Okay. AWS Linux is not a separate line. It's like you want a Linux in the AWS cloud Linux. In a cloud, you want a Linux environment, a Linux virtual machine. So go to AWS. I want a Linux virtual machine. Which Linux virtual machine? You can select AWS. It's a free. Okay, basic Linux you will get it. Microsoft also providing Linux. It's I'm not yet tested, but it is there. They said it is there. Microsoft said. Not I don't go with the YouTube fake videos, but whether I will check it. Okay, so another point is there, guys. Linux having a different distributions. These are the different distributions. Different people build Linux and distributed. Linux Mint is there. So many are there. So we cannot able to type all the list here. Next, okay. Linux Windows system use administrator, and Linux is root as an administrator. Okay. In Linux, so Linux viruses like a Windows based viruses won't work in Linux. Okay, so viruses anyway don't work here. Mainly .exe kind of Linux. So .exe won't work in Linux. Trojans won't work in Linux. Spywares, malwares. Okay, these are all based on either .exe or on registry based viruses won't work in Linux. Linux architecture is different. Sorry, Linux background coding is different because it's Linux is basically is .sh kind of script runs, the scripting backend kind of stuff. Okay, Linux is different. So here it is. Windows, .dll files, .com files, .cmd files, VB files. Okay, VB files. These are CMD files, .cmd file, .vb files, .exe files. Okay, Win32, like this. These are a kind of stuff. Okay. Com files also there. Com plus files also there. So that is a Windows architecture files, Windows build. In Linux is not like that. Linux is completely different. Execution style is different. That's why Windows viruses Linux won't work. And Windows Linux servers are highly secured. Physical access, network access wise also secured. And moreover, in a Linux, it is a open source. The developer knows how to secure it. So he will code entire thing. Means we can able to create our own security on a Linux. I am the user. I know how to use Linux. I know how to do administration. I build my Linux in my place and I given a connection. Anybody can able to hack, guys. But Linux used in industries, only in enterprises. In enterprise, they create a security. So it is very easy to security. And because of this security, we are in that mind, we forget very important points in the Linux also. Important points in the Linux is it's a case sensitive. Anybody can use Linux and it is free operating system. Okay, it's a open source. Anybody want to become a developer and they are unable to become a developer, take Linux and develop your own Linux, right? You want to become a developer, you are very good at programming, take Linux and develop the Linux, or take any open source and develop your own programming. You'll get money if it is successful. Why you are worrying about a company with a development job title? You can do any work. Okay, enter into the IT industry is first important. Remaining things you can able to do it. Very important point of Linux. Why Linux is using? Because less hardware footprint. What is less hardware footprint? Consumes less hardware resources. Okay, less hardware resources. Yeah, it's a 1 o'clock. I thought I will give you a break. It's 1 o'clock. No problem, guys. It's more than 2 hours I have taken. So then we can leave. I will take 5-10 minutes class and we can leave. Okay. This is the very important point of Linux, guys. Linux is basically CLI, less GUI, less graphics, less memory. Okay, less graphics, less memory utilization. Remember, less memory utilization, both hard disk, RAM utilization, CPU utilization, less memory or resource utilization. So that's a Linux is very useful. You know, I started teaching DevOps on Windows. You know, Windows 10 I developed. So someone put a question. Linux Mint. Yeah, Linux Mint is there. Okay. So I started install DevOps tools in Windows. Sometimes it is very free. Initially I started with a 4 GB RAM for Windows 10. Okay, 4 GB RAM started. I incremented to 6 GB. Still it is slow. Then I put a 8 GB. I can't able to offer 8 GB now here. Okay, so what happened here? It is more disk space it is occupying. Okay, lot of physical resources. Then I switched to my very easy way into the Linux. Initially I put a 1 GB and I changed to 2 GB. Still it is fine. Less disk space, less RAM. That is the power of Linux. Okay guys, I thought there is a lot of things I can able to tell. I am unable to tell. Yeah. So I am going with the starting point, operating system. Okay, operating system. What is operating system? What is a different type of operating system? Okay, so again, operating system, two parts. One is kernel. So time's up now. So that's mind word one. Kernel and shell. Yeah, we are involved in the discussion of Linux and Windows. So automatically time drag in. I will tell Linux and kernels. Guys, remember what I didn't take in. What is BSOD? Any installation of OS. If you want to know installation of Linux or installation of Windows 10, there is a videos are available. You can go for it. What is BSOD? Very important question. Installation of any operating system. Steps are important. The next safe mode. Next one is troubleshooting. Troubleshooting. So these are very important. And first one I said I will tell you, but I'm not able to tell. Boot processing. Okay, boot processing. These are important things which is I didn't cover. Okay, which is I didn't cover. I will cover only small points here. What is kernel? What is shell? Kernel interacts with hardware. Hardware means CPU, RAM, hard disk, motherboard components like a audio chip, okay, video chip, network means NIC, like this, any hardware, okay. Shell, Intracts, user runs user application, interacts with user, runs user application, okay, and provide user interface. Okay, kernel manages hardware management, of course. Hardware management meaning is process management, memory management, how to manage the memory, disk management, how to store the data, okay, how to store the data, where is the storage locations, like that, right? Disk management, memory management, network management, like this. This is the audio, video, all our management will be taken care by kernel. Interact with the hardware. shell interact with the user. So different type of shells are there. Okay, based on Linux and Unix I'm writing. I'm not talking in a Windows manner. So different shells are there. Okay, so like a Bourne shell, which is called SH, bash shell. Currently we are using this shell only. Bourne Again Shell. We are using in a Linux. Okay. And T shell, C shell, K shell, these are the shells are there. So it's become Linux class, but no problem. Try to understand. Okay, so there is a lot of points are there. I'm not covering all points, guys. What is operating system? Okay, and what is the use of operating system? And what is kernel? What is shell? Linux operating system divided into kernel, shell. So different languages used to develop your operating system. Different type of operating system. Okay, and there is mainly two operating system we have to discuss. One is Linux, another is Windows. Okay, so Linux operating system. What is a Windows operating system? I told. So Windows desktops, Windows client operating system. Also we have seen Linux operating system, different distributions of Linux operating systems, and securities in the Linux operating system. And main Windows server is a WAC2 directory. Just I given one line. Okay, so Linux. Okay, like this. And what is the use of Linux? More powerful, and there are certain topics which is I didn't cover. I want to tell some more points, but Linux. Somewhere I've written Linux. Where I written here it is, right? Yes, yes, yes. Linux. Torvalds. Develop Linux kernel. Okay. From Unix. It took Unix. From a part of Unix, he developed Linux kernel. Okay, that's why it is called a Linux. Linux. Okay, Unix. Linux we are talking, but it's Linux because Linus, Torvald, Linux, Linux, like Linus, Torvald, Linux. Okay, you know, remember this point, guys. Linus Torvald. Torvalds. Also Git. We know GitHub, Git, CSC, guys. Anybody? DevOps, Git.
Yes,
It's
sir.
also
We know
developed
Git.
the Linus Torvald. Lot of people think Linus Torvald is dead. No. He's still giving speeches. Very less publicly available. That's why people not known about Linus Torvald. He's also engineering candidate. Okay. Larry Page, Linus Torvald, Bill Gates. These are all Google, Yahoo also from there. Steve Jobs. Okay. Okay, these are small points. Okay, so only for engaging today. So okay, so we'll check it, guys. These are very important. Boot processing. What is BSOD? What is this kind of stuff? And I will also will give you one link. It is very useful for you for any preparation. Anybody want to attend an interview? This is very easy. Interview questions by Vishnu Prasad. Just go through this link. Okay, I will share this link in your chat box. Okay, take from here. Okay, lot of questions are there. What is OS, type of OS, what is server, types of servers, what is VPN server, what is FAT, what is NAT. This is a very big one, so don't go with very big, no need to read. Small, read it. Okay, what is group policy, even including networking related is there. See, it is networking related is also there. Recently, I found another thing in a W3 schools, which is even I didn't yeah, I shared last time to one of my batch. So these links. Okay, this is networking related. I found these things in a networking related. Okay, so take this one. This is also very easy, direct definitions also there. Okay, so better. So this is operating system related. I shared a networking and other questions. What is BSOD? How to install a OS? What is safe mode? What is the troubleshooting in a operating system? These are important things in your OS. That's it for now. Okay, because I taken a continuous class now, so if I give a break, I can go to these things. I spend a lot of time here only. People understand? Any questions, any doubts, any information you require? Please tell me.
Sir, can you share this notepad information, sir?
This notepad?
You just written on a notepad like before one, sir. Last one. You take
This
classes and written. Yes, this one, sir.
This is entirely I will share to Sai sir. Sai sir will forward to you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you for this.
Sai sir will forward to you. This video I will upload here in my channel. So then you can go to this channel. Okay. So latest one. I'm not yet uploaded. So I will upload by noon or evening. Okay. So you can find all videos here. Okay. I'm stopping recording.